The bustling crowds of Times Square in 1950 witnessed an unusual sight. A man, seemingly in his late 20s, stood frozen in confusion. His clothes, however, were not of that time. He wore a vest, a frock coat, and a tall hat, attire reminiscent of the late 19th century. This was Rudolph Fentz'z, and his story remains an unsolved enigma. Some say he was a time traveler, ripped from the past and thrown into the future. Fentz'z's strange appearance and bewildered demeanor immediately caught the attention of the police. He seemed disoriented and out of place. When questioned, he mumbled a name, Rudolph Fentz'z, but could provide no other identification. He was carrying no modern money, only old currency no longer in circulation. Tragically, before anyone could unravel his story, Fentz'z was struck by a car and killed. His death only deepened the mystery surrounding him. The police discovered a collection of peculiar items in Fentz'z's pockets. These objects seemed to belong to another era. Among them was a small unused matchbook from a saloon on West 44th Street. However, there was no record of such an establishment ever existing in that location. Even more intriguing was a letter found folded in his pocket. The letter was dated June 12, 1876, and addressed to Rudolph Fentz'z at an address in New York City. It was penned by a friend arranging a meeting. The handwriting seemed authentic to the period, and the address on the letter proved to be a real location, though the building that once stood there was long gone. Could these be remnants of a life lived in the past? The police launched an investigation to uncover the identity of the mysterious Rudolph Fentz'z. They checked missing person records from recent years but found no match. Then someone had the idea to search older records going back several decades. To their astonishment, they found a missing person report from 1876 that matched the description of Rudolph Fentz'z. According to the report, Fentz'z had vanished without a trace one evening while out for a walk. His family had searched for him tirelessly, but their efforts proved futile. The case had gone cold, remaining unsolved for over 70 years. Could this missing person from 1876 be the same man who appeared in Times Square in 1950? The circumstances surrounding Rudolph Fentz'z's appearance in 1950 defy conventional explanation. The clothes he wore, the items in his pockets, and the eerie connection to the missing person report from 1876 all point towards a baffling possibility. Could Rudolph Fentz'z have somehow traveled through time only to meet a tragic end in the unfamiliar streets of 1950s New York? While skeptics dismiss the story as an elaborate hoax or a case of mistaken identity, the mystery of Rudolph Fentz'z continues to intrigue and puzzle. The evidence, though circumstantial, is compelling. Could there be a scientific explanation we haven't yet grasped? Or is the idea of time travel too far-fetched to consider?